Now, boys and girls, we know that there's been a major contraction, especially when it comes to AAA games and AAA studios, when it comes to the video game franchises out there, and that is no any different in any way, shape, or form with Ubisoft and a lot of the big games out there. Well, it looks like now after the very last lackluster sales of Watch Dogs Legion, it looks like Watch Dogs franchises is DOA. It is dead and buried, according to some of the latest rumors out there, and concerning the major contractions and a lot of the cancellations we've heard about over the last couple of months inside of the video game industry as a whole. It would not surprise us in any way, shape, or form, especially when a lot of these franchises simply aren't paying off anymore. And whether that has to do with the development teams being involved with them, going completely and totally insane and trying to shove a bunch of identity politics in them, or just deciding to not put out a very good quality game, either way, it is a death nail to the video game industry. And with so many single A and indie and double A studios out there popping up all over the place and just taking the video game world by storm, whether it be Helldivers or Pal World or so many of the others that have been out there that have really hang out there and just giving us good quality games that everybody loves to play. Well, it's one of those things people are going to start turning away from these major studios more often and more often. And guess what? The money's got to go somewhere. And if you guys aren't producing good quality games, it's going to go somewhere else. And fortunately enough, it looks like there's going to be another franchise that they have damaged beyond repair that is not coming back. And I know there's a lot of Watch Dogs fans out there. I know this game was very popular for a while. And now the fact that, guess what? This is what ends up happening when you screw over the fans and you end up making absolutely crappy quality stuff. So we're going to check this article from That Part Place and see exactly what they've got going on. Hit that like, share, comment, and subscribe down below, and follow if you're over on our Rumble side of things. Ubisoft's Watch Dogs franchise is dead and buried following the failure of Watch Dogs Legion. A new rumor claims that Ubisoft's Watch Dog franchise is dead and buried following the failure of 2020's Watch Dog Legion. How lovely. How lovely. A screenshot from Watch Dogs Legion. The rumor comes from French YouTuber and streamer X Jonathan, who wrote on X with translation via Deep L, Watch Dogs is normally dead and buried. The flop of Legion destroyed the licensing's projects, including a rather original battle royale. Oh no. Watch Dogs Legion received mediocre user scores when it released. On Metacritic, the game has an average user score of 6.2 across all platforms, with 361 positive reviews, 125 mixed reviews, and 230 negative reviews. While Ubisoft has not released financial information regarding the game's cost or sales, which a lot of time doesn't happen, a lot of time in the video game industry, which of course makes it harder for like critics and stuff like that, because it's one of those things that's very obvious with Hollywood and stuff like that. But as video game industry becomes more dominant, there are eventually going to be leaks and rumors, just like we get from Hollywood as far as like the estimates on these games, and will give us a very fair assessment of being able to figure out which one of these games fail and which one of these ends up succeeding. But considering the fact that they spend years on these games, there's rumors out there about GTA 6 costing billions of dollars. Like, it's one of those situations where all it takes is one game to go disastrous. And you know what? They're just going to call it quits because they're not going to bother investing that many years and that much money into something that they just don't think is going to work out very well for them. So it's the way it goes sometimes. And of course, we know that Ubisoft has gone a lot of crazy and ruined a lot of their franchises, whether it be the Assassin's Creed or many of the others out there that we all used to love and know. And now people just simply aren't interested in them anymore. While Ubisoft has not released financial information regarding the game's cost or the sales, the company did tout the game alongside Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Immortals Phoenix Rising as being the top 7 bestsellers for their third quarter of fiscal year 2021. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla was not received very well by the fans. And I honestly haven't played one since, I don't know, it was Black Flag or the Colonial one where you were in the Revolution, the last one, the newer one. Either way, those were the last ones I remember playing. And I haven't been interested in picking up any of the new ones since. In their sales report, company stated Ubisoft ranked second leading publisher with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legions, and Immortals Phoenix Rising all in the top 7 bestsellers for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS. In the same report, the company's chief financial officer, Frederick Duggett, noted the quarter was marked by success of Just Dance and the excellent reviews for Immortal Phoenix Rising and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The later delivered record sales and ranked with Watch Dogs Legion among the top 4 bestsellers on the new generation of consoles. So if this was among their top bestsellers, why is this franchise DOA, and why did it have such a poor review of all the fans out there? So the company's annual earnings report, Ubisoft claimed that the robust growth for Brinwalla, Far Cry, For Honors, Rabies, The Crew, and Watch Dogs. Dugnick noted that Ubisoft delivered a record year at the top and bottom line, saying that underlying performance was significantly stronger than expected. There's a lot more speak on a lot of this kind of stuff. The game was released on Steam 3 years after its initial release. It reached a peak concurrent players of 5,048 in January 23. The current 24-hour current peak for the game is 208. So Watch Dogs Legion is a dead game. Nobody essentially is playing this game anymore. So Steam BD does note that the game had an all-time peak of 325,432 viewers on Twitch when it released over 4 years ago. Furthermore, the outlet notes the game has sold between 220,000 units and 385,000 units on Steam, depending on various estimates from other data trackers such as View by Insights and Playsites. That's not a lot on Steam. Considering some of these games are selling millions of copies just on Steam alone, that is not a lot of units. And if that's what Ubisoft was trying to tout as one of their top selling games for the year, and now according to these rumors out there, it's a dead franchise, it sounds like Ubisoft might have been going very badly for a long time. And it sounds like this is just one more thing that's going to end up on the ash sheets of history because of a lot of very poor planning and a lot of very bad corporate interference inside of the video game creation process. And it's just something we see happen time and time again. And it devastates studios. It devastates franchise. It's sad to see what happens, but hey, this is the way things go sometimes. You can't stay on top forever, boys and girls.